I'm going to show you the severe repercussions of how the city of Las Vegas are essentially being ripped apart because we're going to go over why small businesses simply aren't being started here. And we're going to talk about how nobody in America is able to make enough money right now. My name is Stephen J. Campbell. This is where you come for some Vegas, and I give you a brutal crash course that makes you just immediately smarter than all your friends, bring you up to speed. As the street reports, Las Vegas strip tourism slumped in 2025, but we're down 7.5% drop in tourism and visitors. This is the lowest since 2021, and realistically, it's worse than the recession. And one of the biggest misconceptions about the city is that we all live and work in the casinos. The truth is there are 2.5 million people in the entire Las Vegas metropolitan area. This is destroying the city. You gotta see this. Check this out. Fox 5 News reporting that small business creation drops in Clark County. And the article goes on to state that small business creation in Clark County has dropped by more than 90%. 90%? Are you effing kidding me? That is a terrible number. When you lose 90% of anything, here's $100, and I'm going to take 90% back. You're left with $10. That's quite the pronounced difference, isn't it? It continues on. The more than 11,000 businesses registered for licenses in 2021 during the pandemic, but that number fell to 631 in 2025, the state records show. But this brought the unemployment rate up in the valley a great deal. This is the Nevada Department of Employment and Training. Adjusted unemployment remained at 5.2% in December. So this puts us as technically the second highest unemployment rate in the nation. And it's important to read between the lines. I want you guys to find your information. Las Vegas employment increased by 2,000 jobs since November, but decreased by 9,800 jobs since December of 2024. So we picked up 2,000 jobs from November to December, but we're still off by 9,800. So the math is bad, very, very bad. We're in a stagnant phase in the jobs in the country. Check this out. You got to see this. This might matter to you, so I hope you're paying attention. This article reads that struggling to get by behind the U.S. underemployment crisis. And I really want you to pay attention to this part because this is what makes government data so seedy and untrustworthy. For example, we had what's called the non-farm payrolls report. This comes out monthly, and it tells the government how many jobs were created and filled in things that don't involve farm work. Funny how that works, right? Non-farm payrolls. But when the January non-farm payrolls came out this week, it went from 70,000 they thought they would have created to 130,000. But this pins back to underemployment. It's when you have workers that are seeking full-time work, they can only find part-time positions, or when they work more than one job. You get it? More than one job? You go hang out with Apu over at the Quickie Mart. I mean, who needs the Quickie Mart? But now's the tricky part. Oh, won't you follow me? Oh, and give me a subscription if you love that Simpsons reference. This always shows up in places like retail. Look what's happening right now in the retail sector. You don't know this because you've heard that spending was up in December, but it turns out it wasn't. The growth figure for spending December 2025 versus 2024, it was 0%. Now, if your boss told you you were getting a 0% raise versus last year, you might be a little bit disappointed. But what is changing is where you are choosing to shop. We see here that there's a tale of two consumers happening. There's Walmart and then there's Target, or Target as us classy folks say. So this brings us back to our point of two different economies existing. The people that are on the top of the K-shape and the people that are on the bottom of the K-shape. And the top of the K-shape people, they're buying into the stocks and making more money, which leads us into the sponsor of our video, trying to do it like Linus Tech Tips.
Kind of like this awkward segue to our sponsor.
So I got this email with this attachment today from one of my students. He made $1,500 this morning. See, the markets were melting down today. I don't know if you watch the financial stuff. It doesn't matter. He just clicked the button. And he saw that, he showed me, found that arrow that you see, and he clicked the button. He made $1,500 in like a short time. It's called Trading the Futures Markets, and it's my own course called 1K a Day. I got over 900 students now, and it's the reason I can keep these videos and tell you the truth and the straight dope about these casino companies. I'm not supposed to show you the charts. They say it scares people. If you're intimidated and you can't click that red button in the top corner that says sell market at the right time, you won't be able to potentially capitalize on this stuff. So the course is not for you. But if it might be life-changing for you guys to bank some base hits, as we call them, maybe make 50 or $100 a day, maybe you could make $1,500 a day. But if you think that would be a cool skill to learn, and you would then have something that no one can take away from you, and you would finally grasp some control over what might happen, because we're going to get to the AI stuff in a minute. It's going to scare the living bejesus out of you. Then here's what I want you to do. I want you to click the link below in the first pinned comment. Type in the code news07, because I got 4 spots per video that I open up to get my founding members price. The next price, it's going to go up to $299, I decided. That's it. You get the whole thing for just $199, and that's what you'll pay forever. I dropped 2 videos this week. We do live streams twice a month. I'm always adding to the course. So if you bought it in September, you're still getting videos now. So do it before that price goes up, because when I got students making that much money off of it, I know it's worth the price. I mean, you can't even buy NFL Sunday ticket for less than $300, and you have to buy that every year because the NFL abuses you. You abuse me. You just keep getting my content forever. But let's get back to that meltdown. Why did that meltdown happen? Why did so many of my students make money? Why did the markets melt? Because of AI. Of course it's because of AI. That's the new excuse for everything. Honey, did you pick up the groceries and the dry cleaning? Oh no, honey, I forgot, because AI reasons. Like, everything is AI now, right? Because we do have a dropping market. Look, S&P 500 sheds 1%. That doesn't sound like a lot, but oh my gosh, if the S&P sheds 1%, it's shedding so many points that you could be looking at 2 or 3 grand on that if you knew how to trade it on the downside. And stocks dropped on Thursday as investors began to worry about the negative side of artificial intelligence build-outs, which threaten to upend the business models of whole industries and raise unemployment. Well, gee, I'm glad somebody other than me was saying it. Look at this article. Are you in any of these industries? Because if you are, you have to be scared to death right now. Financial stocks like Morgan Stanley came under pressure on fears that AI would disrupt wealth management businesses, while shares of trucking and logistics companies plummeted 22% on fears that AI would streamline freight operations, thereby weighing on certain revenue lines. We have Microsoft AI CEO warns that most white-collar jobs will be fully automated within the next 12 to 18 months. Anthropic, that's a major AI company, fears potential for heinous crimes. Oh my gosh. The man leading Microsoft's AI sprawling efforts is sounding the alarm over imminent mass labor disruptions, warning that the overwhelming majority of white-collar professional work could vanish to automation sooner than most business and policy leaders are willing to admit, something we've been concerned about since early 2023. Think about that for a minute. Right now, there's stories of attorneys who are open and willing to use AI for clerical work. They're not using it for their casework, not yet at least. AIs can master the bar exam in states like California with 97% efficiency, I think it is. And then we also have jobs like phone agents just going away. You don't think it, but there are agents that can call you on the phone and sell you products, and you don't even know you're talking to AI. He goes on, he says, I think we're going to have a human level performance on most, if not all, professional tasks. So the white collar where you're sitting down at a computer, either being a lawyer, accountant, or project manager or marketing person, most of the tasks will be fully automated by an AI within the next 12 to 18 months. When asked about the timetable for artificial general intelligence, known as AGI. We're at this weird crossroads right now, and we're going to face what's called a singularity event. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute, but I do have to implore you and ask you politely if you think I've earned your subscription. Put a lot of time and effort into these videos. I research, I perform everything. Click subscribe to the channel. I do them Monday through Friday. I talk about interesting stuff. We always have a Vegas tie-in. But if you think I earned it, click like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Do you use AI? Have you installed an AI app on your phone? If so, which one? And then if you do, for some of you guys, I'm going to reply and tell you what apps I prefer. Because this is what a singularity event looks like. Most people don't understand, but it's the hockey stick. Do you see a hockey stick? By the way, props go out to Team Canada for beating a Czech team today which I knew was going to happen. There's your hockey stick for all of you hockey fans. Hello, hockey fans. That's a hockey stick. The singularity happens when human intellect, which is represented by the tan line right here, which has been largely linear on an upward progression for the last several gazillion years, it gets disrupted by machine intelligence, and machine intelligence basically takes over. Steven, that is so far away, that'll never happen. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It's not like we went from a monster mutant Will Smith eating spaghetti in March 2023 to looking like he was professionally filmed for the Food Network in 2026 in just a very short period of time. Right? I mean, because y'all remember that famous scene where Brad Pitt fought Tom Cruise on the top of a blown out bridge, right? Except this never happened. This is a thing called Sea Dance 2.0. It's launched by the TikTok creators, and this is just a simple sentence typed into a prompt 30 seconds later. Point is, it's frighteningly good, and it's coming for jobs. And whether or not you're prepared for it, I hope you have a plan B. And I'm not talking about birth control. I'm talking about a plan for your job. What is wrong with you? Why did your mind go there? But on a side note, I don't think it helps that when I type into Google Trends, food bank locations and help finding a job, that both of those trends seem to be on the up and up in the month of February, and they spike all throughout the year, with the biggest spikes coming at the end of the year, which tells me that people were maybe spending a little more than they should have on holiday cheer and going to food banks to find food bank locations. Well, ain't that a thought? Which in turn leads us around again to the start of the video. Las Vegas tourism has plunged, and I don't think it's coming back anytime soon. Vegas casinos just gonna go after those people that have money in the markets. And the people that can afford the stuff are people that know that for 2 hours today, they had the golden opportunity to cash in on a $4,000 down move on the NASDAQ or the S&P or the Dow because they all dropped. Get my course below. This was the easiest thing in the world that you could have done today to really, really benefit yourself. And if you don't do that, just prepare yourself, learn a skill. If you haven't downloaded an AI app, I suggest you do it. And then you go learn how to use it. Because my feeling is that it's going to come in a lot handier to know an AI app than it is to go back to school for several years. But once again, my name is Stephen J. Campbell. This is where you might come in on the idea of learning about Vegas and get a whole broad education on what's really going on out there. It's been my pleasure having you here. You're the best part of my day. I want you guys to like, share, subscribe, and come back for my videos tomorrow. There's another video right here. I mentioned it earlier in the video right next to my head. Why don't you click on that? If you never subscribed and you watched my videos all in a row, it helps us in the algorithm too. And that's all us creators need is clicks and likes, because we have to feel good about ourselves because our parents didn't love us enough. I'm sorry. I got emotional. We'll catch you in the next one. As my mentor always tells me, till we meet the next time, just keep swimming.